Alrighty, so this is just going to be a real quick startup tutorial on for Oculus, how we're going to just get a scene up and running. A scene with animated hands, just kind of get you started, and we'll grab a ball at the end that we can throw. So I have an empty scene here, and I already did all the downloading earlier, just so you guys wouldn't have to sit and watch me download stuff. I'm going to show you exactly how we get everything set up. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, Package Manager. And we're going to wait for all this to load in. And we're going to be downloading a couple packages here. We have the Oculus XR plugin. You'll see Oculus Android and Oculus Desktop. Those are actually, we don't use those anymore. As of, they'll be removed in 2020.1, but we don't actually need those to get up and running. So we just want the Oculus XR plugin. That's the new one. And the XR plugin management. So you'll just go ahead, I can hit import again. Mine already exists, but you'll just hit download on both of these. Oculus plugin, XR plugin. It'll download everything into here. You'll end up with this XR folder. And then, two people in the waiting room, let them in. All right. Come on, admit all. And then, so we've got our two plugins downloaded now. And we're going to go up to Window. Window. We want to find the Asset Store. And then you're just going to search for assets, Oculus. And we'll go down, and this one's by Oculus. It's called Oculus Integration. And you'll just go ahead and hit download on it. When it does download, it's going to tell you that there's a newer version, and to upgrade it, you can go ahead and upgrade it. Then it's going to have you relaunch Unity pretty much, relaunch the scene at least, and your scene will look. We can clear that. Your scene will look exactly like this. You'll have this Oculus and this XR down here, and then you'll have your main camera and your directional light. So first thing we can do is delete the main camera because we don't need that. We're going to be putting our own in. And if you jump down into Oculus, let's make a little scene for ourselves. So we're just going to put in a plane, something to stand on, zero that guy out. And we'll put in a cube. That'll be our little table. Kind of scale it up a little bit, go a little higher, a little wider. Great. Okay. We'll come down into Oculus here. In the VR tab right here, go Oculus VR, prefabs, and we're going to grab this OVR camera rig. So there's a few different ones. You have OVR hand, we don't want to worry about these right now, but you have the OVR camera rig and the controller and the player controller. I believe the player controller has a character controller on it. It'll let you move around the scene, but right now we just want a stationary one. So we're going to pull this OVR camera rig in, kind of position it where we want, and you can see on the bottom that's kind of what we're going to be looking at there. So we want to be right in front of our little table here. And if we go ahead, so you need to make sure you have the Oculus app downloaded. And when you plug in, it'll ask you if you want to, it's called Oculus Link. 1 second here, I'm putting my headset on. And you'll get Oculus Link all set up. It's real easy. The one thing you have to do for that is go into Settings. And then, where is it? I think it's Devices. Settings. General. And you can turn on unknown sources right here. And that'll allow us to use Unity within the headset in the editor mode. So you enable that, you plug in your headset. It's going to ask you if you want to enable Oculus Link and if you want outside sources to be able to pretty much manipulate the headset. You say yes to both. And right now, if I go ahead and hit play, I should be able to see this scene. And I think, can you guys see on the bottom, I should be, it should show me in real time, kind of looking around. I got my table in front of me. Yeah, it's working. Great. So that's great, but we need some way to interact with the world, right? So we're going to put some hands in. If you look at the prefab, you have an OVR custom hand left and right. These actually don't animate nicely right off the bat. You have to do a bunch of extra stuff. But we do have, if you type in custom hand, let's see exactly what folder this is in. Should pop up. So it's under Oculus, Sample Framework, Custom Hands. And there's a custom hand left and a custom hand right. And all we need to do is open this guy up, go into tracking space, and then left hand anchor, and there's a left hand controller anchor. And we're going to go ahead and drop our custom left hand to it. And then there's a right hand controller anchor. And we're going to drop our custom right hand onto it. Now if we hit play and we grab our controllers, we have two hands in the scene and they animate nicely. We can give a thumbs up, we can point, and we kind of have a way to interact with the world now, right? But we don't have anything in the world, so why don't we put something in there we can grab? So if you look on here, we already, these custom hands come with an OVR grabber script. An OVR grabber scripts is basically it's an abstract class that they created. They have a grabber and a grabbable, so they actually are modifiable, and you can override them. But they work, as far as simple physics like picking things up, they work pretty well out of the box. So we're just going to go ahead and we'll put in a cube here. And we're going to actually move. When I was in there, I wasn't quite at this. Where are we? Wasn't quite at the table. So there we go. We want to be right kind of here. I'm going to shrink this cube down. Let's go like 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. And then all we have to do is add, it's called an OVR grabbable, and it's sitting right here. And we're good to go. Oh, I'm sorry. And the one thing I'm missing is it needs a rigid body. So all OVR grabbables need a rigid body in order to work. So let's see if I can pick this guy up. I'm a little far away here. Let's go ahead and reset my view. There we go. I should be able to come in here, reach. It's a very big cube, but as you can see, we could grab it, and the rigid bodies are working on it as well. So I could throw it, and it's going to interact with the world here. So yeah, that's kind of a basic overview. What you'll see in a lot of these kind of basic tutorials is people make like a little bowling setup. You know, we can put some, which we could do very easily right now. Let's do that. We could go in, we'll create some cylinders, scale these way down. We're gonna go, let's go like 0.25, I think will look nice. There we go. Put this at the end. We need a rigid body on here. And there we go. Those all have rigid bodies on them. Let's go ahead, rotate our OVR camera rig around so we're facing it. Pull it back. And we're going to need a bowling ball, 3D object, sphere. We want to make sure it's a grabbable. OVR grabbable, rigid body. It's a big sphere. And we'll go down to, we'll go to the 0.5, maybe even smaller than that. Let's just go 0.25 as well. And because I'm sitting in my computer chair and I don't want to stand up to do this, I'm going to put it right here. Let's see, where am I facing? Put it right in front of my face, and we'll make a little pedestal for it in the name of laziness. We'll go 2, 2, and 5. Drop that there. Oops, up we go. That's a big table. Get a nice angle on this. There we go. And it's just sitting right there now. That's so overkill. All right, let's see if it works. All right, so we're in here. Oh, I gotta stand up anyways. We can grab the ball. Make sure I don't punch my computer. That was a terrible throw. Hold on. Let's get a little more, let's give this another shot. All right. Throw some force at it. You guys, I am awful at bowling. Let's see. Can I at least get one? We'll take it. It's a strike. Beautiful. Thank you. World's easiest bowling game. Done. And that's how you get a basic scene set up in VR. So it's kind of nice, especially with these real basic. Uh-oh. No one told me there were people waiting. That's okay. I'll admit them all. That's pretty much how you get a basic scene going. And you guys just missed my beautiful strike. I'll do it again for you. But yeah, I mean, especially just simple physics interactions and stuff are really easy to get up and going. Let's go one more. There we go. That was a better throw. I'm a pro. Look at that. Yeah, but I mean, after that, the only difference kind of in VR is one, optimization's really big on code. You really don't want anything but input in the update loop, which is the same for any game, but it just comes especially apparent because we need to be up running at like 90 frames a second in order for us not to throw up. But as far as programming and stuff goes, it's really the same stuff you guys have been using. The only thing that differs is kind of how you interact with stuff. So you just got to get creative. There's an input system. You can read the documentation. I'll tell you how to do everything on that. The one addition I made, which I can link to you guys, is, do I have my other project up? Let's see, I should have it here. Hand interaction. I'll link this to you guys because I think it's a good tool and it makes things a lot simpler for checking what's going on. Let's see if it wants to open up here for us. Let's try one more time. Hand interaction. Please open. There it goes. Visual Studio. Visual Studio doesn't want to play nice right now. Let's just grab any script in here. We'll grab the OVR grabbable. Where that'll work. Edit script. There it is. So basically, I just made a class called Hand Interaction, and what it does is it tells you what state you're in. So I made some different states here called open, so that's an open hand. Grab, that's if you're grabbing something. Point is if you have your finger pointing out, and pinch is if you're pinching something. And it pretty much just is taking the inputs. You've got your grip trigger, your index trigger, and your index touch. So depending on what inputs you're getting, your hand will animate differently. It's already programmed to do that. This is just putting it in one place. So now we can check the hand state, And we can say, is the hand open? Is the hand grabbed? Is the hand pointing? Is the hand pinched? And we can do different logic based off of that. So rather than every single time, rather than, having to check, are we gripping the trigger? Are we gripping the index trigger? You can just check these states and see what hand's doing what. And it lets you know left hand and right hand, all that fun stuff. So I'll go ahead and link that. It's real easy. You just drop it on, and I believe I believe it's actually a singleton pattern I put on there. Maybe
Waiting
not.
room.
Thank you. No, it's not a singleton pattern. You put one on each hand, and then you and basically it's got an enum on there where you can select whether it's the left or right hand. But just a cool little tool that I made that made development a little bit easier. But yeah, that's it. Does anyone have any questions on the setup, on VR in general?
So for the hands, Austin,
Mhm.
did you have to align it, or did it automatically snap to your
It's going to
position?
automatically snap. That's what those hand anchors are for down there. So you
Beautiful.
drop them you got left hand anchor, then left hand controller anchor, and then you can drop them in there, and it's going to automatically align everything for you.
All right, nice, thank you.
Welcome. Anybody else? Alrighty, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and then we'll move into our next talk, which is game states.